we're doing a makeup tutorial, and it's been a long time coming, with Harry Wheeldon, who we met about a year ago over the phone and never stopped talking for about an hour and a half. Very like-minded women coming together. And look at you.
Well, thank you. I mean, I've sat here today. I have to say, I have worked through your eye makeup course as well.
Brilliant.
So I've done that, but not the whole face before. So it's been really interesting, Jo, because we've had lots of tips and things that we've done before. We did a little chat show in the first lockdown, didn't we? And you'd give little tips, but not the whole face. So it's been really interesting for me to understand your techniques. I had to bare my face with no makeup on screen, which is totally outside my comfort zone.
But you're doing it for the greater good.
Doing it for the greater good, exactly. But it's really interesting that you don't need that many products, do you?
Yeah.
And it's just really applying it in the right way.
Yeah. It's understanding it.
Yeah, exactly. And understanding, I guess, how that means that the light hits your face and how putting it in the right place diffuses that.
Yeah.
And as you say, things like one of the things that so many of, I know, the readers of Fab After 50, when it comes to being over 50, and in my case, over 60 now, is their eyes become more hooded. And it's just part of getting older, isn't it?
Absolutely. But we have a trick.
Exactly. But how interesting that you can actually address that just by putting makeup in the right place and the right type of makeup.
Yeah.
As you said, it's knowing where to put matte and where to put
shimmer.
Shimmer, yeah.
And where not to put shimmer, which is really, really key. I think, you know, it's lovely talking to you because you understand. And you were asking me earlier about, you know, when did I decipher the eye lift, for instance, and the kind of getting the socket to fall back and this kind of thing. And I mean,
I'll come in a bit closer.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. And I think the thing is that it happened naturally because I'm 62. When I hit 50, I all of a sudden looked in the mirror and said, and realized, I thought, my God, my beauty needs have changed beyond belief. Before then, I could put anything on and look great. And then all of a sudden, I think between 40 and 50, I must have been looking in a rose-colored mirror, because it wasn't just me, actually, it was my mum who said, you need to start taking care of yourself because, you know, and she didn't have to say anything more than that. It was just like, right. Okay.
Can I tell you what, I know I'm in trouble when I talk to my mother and she says, you mustn't let standards slip. I think, oh, okay, what have I done wrong today?
Well, I think with me, I put on quite a bit of weight, but I just realized it was that moment. And then it was talking to people, obviously my mates and my generation, and we all felt the same. And I thought, I've got to work all the styles and the things that I've been taught over the years. I must be able to adapt this to work for women and make it simple, because I think this is the problem. The cosmetics industry have made it so difficult for women to find the right colors, the right products, the right techniques, because of course they would, because they want you to spend a fortune, you know, and all those mistakes, all those lipsticks, all those, that is money in their pocket. And you know, the thing is about the cosmetics industry, it's really governed by a load of men. So what do they know? And, you know, and what do kids, in the nicest possible way, I have a 25-year-old daughter, but what do kids know about my menopausal skin and what happens? You know, the hair that grows out of my chin like a ninja in the middle of the night, you know, that my eyebrows have just disappeared. What do they know? How can they understand it? So, yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do. You know, it just takes a few little tricks, and that's the thing, and then that's the reason why I'm selling a makeup course rather than selling makeup. You know, because I think if you've got the knowledge and you know how to do it, if you've got my book, if you've got me online, if you've got you know, the makeup courses and the products as well, you can't fail. But I think people would prefer to buy a makeup course rather than, you know, watch a few tutorials and then think, right, okay, that's all right. It needs to be specific, and we've got to understand it because we're all clever girls. If you get a brush and just pop a little bit of that on,
Green one.
the green one. Now, what I want you to do is do this. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you see where it is?
Yeah.
So it's actually on that, what did you say, the orbital bone? Oh, I'm going to nick that one. I'm going to nick that.
It's not nicking it, that's what it is.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was an orbital bone. I've been, for the last 40 years, I've been saying the eye socket. But I actually probably I'll stick to eye socket because you know how basic I am. Now, what you need to do now is don't use the brush to blend it, okay? Put your brush down and pick up your finger. And I'm not being rude when I do this thing. It's my ring finger. And you literally press it. And it's the pressing that causes the product itself to soften, because it's the heat from your finger that softens it down. You're not rubbing it off, you're just literally pressing it. And as if by magic, the dark shadows go. Look at that.
Mine might need a second go.
No, you don't. You don't. That's really good, Carrie. Okay. The thing is, you're tempted to go and put quite a lot more here. But if you do that, what will happen? Press it and it'll press up towards your eye. But if you put loads on there, all you're going to do is emphasize it more because it'll make the eye look chalky. Do you know what I mean? You've seen it when people wear like highlight shimmer and stuff like that. It just actually emphasizes the darkness under your eyes. There, you're lightened up straight away.
It's interesting you're using green, because I always thought you could use green if you had discoloration on your face.
Yeah.
But I never thought about using green for dark shadows.
Well, it works because basically green is it's any green concealer, because you've got green, you've got orange, you've got, you know, kind of the bronzy colors and all this kind of thing. But green is great as it counteracts purple, and it counteracts, and most of us, especially over 50, have got that kind of dark, really dark underneath the eyes. So when you're a kid, you don't need to do that. But as we get older, and I'm a lot older than you, I think the main thing is that
actually, I'm 61.
Are you really?
Yeah. So I'll be 62 this year, so similar age.
I'll be 63. It's a great life. But the thing is, I think we're 61 in years. I always say I'm 61 in years. I don't say I'm 61 years old. I'm 61 in years. Up here, I can be as young as I like. And I'm quite young compared to, you know, I can still go and get down and dirty with the kids and go and drink whiskey and sing just like anybody else. And I haven't put myself in a bracket, but that's a whole different story. Anyway, so we've got this and we've got
so I need to do my other eye as well, don't I?
Right, you go for that. And then we're going to...
How close to the inner eye do you put the first one?
Let me show you. There. 1, 2. You want a bit more on than that.
Okay, maybe I did put enough on last time then.
You need to be able to see the dots. That's good. Perfect. You're tempted to put more on because you're conscious of your dark shadows. So you're thinking the more I put on, the more that the dark shadows are going to leave me. Well, it doesn't work like that. Honestly. I hate that saying less is more, but it's true in these situations. That's brilliant. And don't overthink it either. You just need to press it and then leave it. Don't, as long as it's blended in, that's it. Brilliant. As long as it's blended in.
I mean, I did work through your tutorial on your eye makeup course with the green.
Oh, good girl. Good girl.
No, so I have been doing that.
You have an idea. Very good. Very good. I'm very proud of you indeed. Now I'm going to show you something else. And this is contouring your face.
Okay. I'll put the eyeshadows away now then.
Yes, you're fine with that. I've got this one, which is Cobalt.
I've got the one that's in my Studio 10 palette.
Right. Which one's that? All right. I've never seen that actually, that palette.
So that's the blusher, which you can see I use the blusher more than anything else. The highlighter and the...
Oh, the highlighter will work. That's great.
Yeah. And then, yeah.
You've got a peach blush? You said you've got a peach blush in your box.
Yes, what did I do with it?
Just take it out.
I've got that peach blush.
Oh, that's nice. Lovely. I like that. Right. So
it looks a lot more brown on camera. It's very peachy.
It's got a little corally shimmer as well, which is nice. Really nice. Lovely. The only place you can't wear shimmer is actually where we're going to use it now. And you can see the difference on me. I mean, to me, this is just nothing short of a miracle. I always get really excited. You can ask any of my clients. I get very excited when I get to this point because I know it's so visual. So get yourself a brush, just a blusher brush or something like that. Perfect. Now, it has to be, with this, it must be, wait a minute, I'll just fluff my hair a bit. Oh, I'll do that in the end. Because you can see it starts going, I'm losing my hair. Anyway, this needs to be flat, no shimmer. Hugely, hugely, hugely important. If you try and do this with a shimmer, it will highlight wrinkles. And I know because I've done this thing. I've tried it, and it's the most depressing thing you'll ever do on your face if you get this wrong. So hugely important. This one's from Cobalt. It's out of my range, but no matter, it doesn't matter where you buy it from, as long as it's matte, no shimmer. So we're diving in with this. Okay, you just chuck off the excess. Now this is where my technique falls into it. So what I want you to do is take your hair away from your ears, right? And you're going to go right from your earlobe. Now, if I was there next to you, I would nip your ear to the point where you went, ow! And you'd wonder what the hell I was doing to you. Again, this is where people start thinking I'm going to abuse them and run out. But it's really important that you start there on your earlobe. Don't paint your hair because, well, you're all right because yours is dark. But with me, white hair.
It's only dark because we're in lockdown. Normally it would be blonde there.
Oh, I know. Well, normally I'd be blonde, but I'm white, and I'm going to stick to white because it's saved me a fortune.
Well, anyway, it's gone darker. Anyway, right.
I'm going lighter. So you're taking it from the back, and it's important that you go forward like that. So you brush it, you punch it at the back first. Just punch it at the back. You know how we punched here? So you punch it first and then brush forward towards your nose. Never, ever, ever do that, which is what we all used to do back in the day, because
I'm looking at the screen and not the mirror. I'm thinking I can't see what I'm doing. That's why.
Grab your screen. I know where I can do this in the dark. So forward, Curry, forward. That's it. Brilliant. Towards the end of your nose. Just think. That's it. Perfect. Right. Stop now. The next thing we're going to do is take it here. Yeah. That's great. And you're brushing it forward towards the end of your nose, not too far down. That's it.
I have to say, I don't think my ears are in the same places everybody else is. When I in the mask before I had to start wearing the mask, and I wore those blue ones, I couldn't keep them from sliding off my face. And I just thought my ears must be in a different place because it was a nightmare. Can't be one size fits all, but I guess they assume that your ears are where they should be. So,
no, your ears are fine. You're fine. Now, well, what I want you to do now, you know where the eyeshadow came up to here, right? I want you to join it with your contour powder, with your blush or contour powder, and then punch it again, but up from there and follow your hairline up to your brow there. Now I've got a particularly high forehead, but yeah, bit more on your brush, Carrie. The thing is, if you left your eyeshadow, and this is the reason why I do this in sequence, you know that dark powder there, what you're doing is creating even more of a contour because you're meeting up with that eye makeup at the taupe that we used, and then you're going up. And to me, it's nothing more than a miracle. And a little bit on your chin and a little bit on your nose. That's it. So you're literally shaping your face.
Have I done it right up there?
Yeah, perfect.
Because we do lose volume, don't we, around our temples when we... Absolutely. But it's remembering that you really need to look at your face like as a whole. You know, it's not just about the eyes. It's you're creating a full painting. So you know when you paint a backdrop for a picture, it's when you put the finer details that it all comes together. Do you know what I mean? It's like the eyes and then the contouring and then the lips, and then you see the whole picture, and it's so beautiful because it's complete. You know, I get excited, don't I? I need to get out more. Well, I definitely need to get out more. That's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Now, the next thing I want you to do is get a blusher brush, and I don't know whether you've got just a thinner brush to the one that we've just used. This one?
That'll do. That'll do nicely. Now I'm going to go in with my corally one. You go in with your corally one. Now this is the blush. So literally, can you see here where I've got mine? And that just literally just warms the face up. So when you smile, just smile, and then you go and just on the front, like there. Not right up, just that's it. Don't overthink it. It's just that little bit of colour really just warms the face. So you don't look like you fell asleep on a Mars bar with your contouring. You've got this kind of lovely kind of corally glow on your cheeks as well. A bit more on that side, Kerry. That side that you're on. That's lovely. Brilliant. And it just, can you see how the colours are coming together? So you've got the peach on the eyes, the peach on the cheeks, and then obviously we're going peach on the lips as well. So you've got like all the colours are complementing each other, and from one thing to another. Your eyes look amazing, I have to say.
I'll come in closer.
They look gorgeous.
Definitely, thank you.
#1 star performer. Pupil.
So do I get a blue piece of badge at the end of all of this?
I think I might need to find it. I need some badges. I need to get badges. I am a Joanne Jewett #1 performer.
I've been Joed.
You've been Joed. Oh God.
But we can spend an absolute fortune on things. And one of the problems I've had, and I'm sure I'm not the only one with this, Jo, is during lockdown, my favourite makeup lipstick was discontinued. But because you've got no testers, and I was going in to the makeup counter, and of course I'm just having to pick it from the colour dot on the end of the thing. And I've now got a drawer full of lipsticks I don't like.
Well, the thing is,
I know you said you recommended one to me, so I've got that one.
Great. Well, this is from Kobo, which is part of the range but the thing with lipstick as well, Curry, when we do get back into being able to use testers, people always do this and they put it on the back of their hand. That doesn't give you any idea of the color, because it's this part of your finger there that is the nearest to the actual color of your lips. So
bit, sorry?
That bit, it's where the blood comes into your fingertips. You know where your fingertips are? Yeah. That's the nearest to the actual color of your lips. If you put it on the back of your hand, it's going to change completely. And I know that you have a problem with this. And I think, like you've just said, you might have bought all these different lipsticks, which you might think, well, they're only about 10 quid each or 15 quid each or £2 each. It doesn't matter how much they are. They're still going to go in the bin. And I think this is the thing. People tend to think, well, it's only a couple of quid. But, you know, those couple of quids could buy you a fabulous eye cream instead of using a botched one. Or, you know, do you know what I mean? It could buy you something that's really, really important. So no matter how much it is, it's got to be right, which is the reason why I painstakingly put together the kits that I sell online. But I think the thing is that it's important that people realize that you don't have to have my kits, but you really have got to have an idea in your head about what colors match. And once you understand those things, then you're never going to get conned again. You know, right. So lip pencil, I've got a new.
I haven't got the right colour lip pencil. I've got this one, which is probably totally wrong, but it's what I've got.
It's a bit pink, but it doesn't matter. If you can get yourself a peach one, it's some or raisin, kind of darker brown. And I'm gonna, with lipstick again, what you need to do is do dot to dot. Now, basically, you've got from here to there. I've just put some on here, and there to there. The reason why I say dot to dot now is because a client of mine, I said,
I missed the dot at the top one, Jo. Where did you put the dot on the top?
So you've got a dot there and a dot there. That's it. See if you can see Cupid's bow, as we used to call it, and then a dot there and a dot there. All right. The thing with lip pencil, never try and do it in one go, because I see people going like this and they just go like straight round. This is key to lipstick because you're only going to do it once. You don't want to be going out and doing this every time, but this is key. Put your little finger on your chin, go from the top there down, and the top there down, from the top down to there, down to there. Brilliant. Don't go outside your lip line, just go on it. That's important. And make those two dots in the middle, and then go from the outer edge. It's hard to talk when you're doing this. I got the outer edge.
Learning competition here.
Couple of gear. From the outer edge in like that, and that's it. Really important not to get into the situation where you've got a darker lip line on the outer edge. That went out in the 80s, but there's
I do probably this will match one of my old lipsticks, which because I don't have any more. So
is that what you don't do that though, Curry, do you? I'll have to come and sort you out.
But can I just say though something? It's interesting that I don't go around. I stick on my lip line, but the number of tutorials or number of, like I said, I've had my makeup done by various people on photo shoots, and they do go beyond the outer edge.
No,
I'm saying, but people do. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they do, but I think it looks too obvious. Again, I think. Again, back in the day, lips, you know how I feel about lips. We've talked about this many times. I think the problem is that a lot of women tend to go for those matte fuchsia or dark pink or dark red. Now, when you've got thinning lips, that's the worst thing that you can do. It just makes your lip. I was just looking at Nicola Sturgeon yesterday, poor girl. She's got the black, she had blue eyeshadow on, black mascara, black lip liner right away across, and dark red lipstick on. She's got tiny little thin lips. And I thought, oh, and I love her. I just want her to be right. So Nicola, if you're watching, give us a shout. It's free to you. And what we need to do is fill in. Now you've got that peach that I picked out for you. It's great.
£2. It's only £2 on Amazon. So there you go.
Fantastic. It's a really lovely colour. What you need to do is, have you got a lip brush or not? No. Possibly not.
Well,
Just use it from the bullet. Just use it from the bullet. If you can get a lip brush at some point.
I will have somewhere, but I just haven't got it in my. That's one of the things I didn't put in my little tray.
For the first application, it's kind of good to use a lip brush because it does get right into the crevices and every little nick and cranny. Nick and cranny? No. God. I've been filming all day. I'm starting to talk in Swahili now. And again, oh. And that's it. And then with lip gloss, I know you've got the Studio 10 one there.
I do.
With lip gloss, you don't put the lip gloss all over your lips. What you need to do is just put it just in the middle.
Yeah.
There. Because if you put it in the middle, it hits the light. That's it. Enough. Perfect. Again, back in the day, we used to, oh, look at you. That's gorgeous. Kerry, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love that. Brilliant colours. You really suit those colours. More than the heathers and berries, really.
Also, you said about red lipstick earlier.
Yeah.
I do wear quite a lot of red.
Red outfits.
Outfits, yeah. But so I've always in the past been tempted, if I'm wearing a red outfit, to wear a red lipstick.
No, I wouldn't. I think you can, because actually, again, what we're after is something that actually brings out the beauty of your face. So it doesn't matter what you're wearing. You know, if I'm wearing, I don't use my makeup to complement my clothes. I use my makeup to complement my face, because I think that's key to everything. I think obviously you're very stylish, and a lot of the things that you do is around that empowerment of women with what they're wearing, which I think is hugely important.
And I think also, for instance, even I know from my own experience of going to business meetings, there are certain outfits that I could say to you, I've signed my biggest contracts wearing red.
Yes.
You know, there's certain colours that you can wear that really, I think, give the individual the self-confidence when they walk in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And comfort. I mean, on another totally opposite, nothing to do with work. I know when I was having to go to hospital for tests and things quite regularly, I'd wear, and some of the tests weren't very pleasant, shall we say, and I'd wear my comfy stuff, you know, my sort of fluffy, my fluffy sweater that made me feel all cozy and warm. And
Yeah.
when I found them, when I'd asked the consultant questions, they were very dismissive, you know, and it was, you know, not very helpful. And there's one day I wore a red suit for my medical appointment, and they reacted totally differently to
All
me.
of a sudden,
All of a sudden, you know, and I was asking the same questions, because what I didn't want to do is be on this, you know, on these really strong drugs for the rest of my life. And I thought there must be, you know, alternatives to this. And I'd go with all my research, which they were just, no. And the day I went to my red suit, they said, well, yeah, but let's try a different way.
Well, I feel like that about makeup, because I had to have a hysterectomy, and I went to see the consultant, and I looked wretched, and I felt wretched, and I was just like begging them to give me this hysterectomy. It was at that point where I just I don't want this in my life. I need everything gone. And he didn't really he was saying, well, you know, and the next time I went, I thought, right. So I put a full face of makeup on, sprayed myself with very expensive perfume, did get dressed beautifully, put my hair up, and I went diving in, and all of a sudden it was a completely different ball game. And I do think that people do take you more seriously when you're dressed more powerfully and you feel powerful yourself. You see, to me, it might not have been the red suit. It might not have been the full face of makeup that I had on. Maybe it was the way we felt when we walked in.
Exactly. I know. It's just well, you've used before, I think you've used the expression before, it's our armour. And it's exactly what it is.
And it is, yeah.
Now, I've been finding myself, before I go into a Zoom call, I mean, I'm living at home on my own in lockdown. I'm spraying myself with perfume. Well, no, nobody knows I've got this perfume on, you know, but it makes me feel good.
Exactly.
So, I know.
Well, the new thing is, you know, self-care is the best care, and not to feel guilty about looking after yourself. And I agree with it totally, because I think we do put ourselves on the back burner. Anyway, I hope everybody enjoys it, and let's just hope we can all get together, and well, we can have a makeup party at some point. You and I have got some serious catching up to do, Kerry Weldon.
We do. Right, so I really enjoyed the session, Jo. So I really enjoyed it. I've learned so much. So thank you.
Great.